Hey, this is Robert at Mirror Web. I'm back again with the second installment in problem identification. This is this is a tough one, but it's something you're going to want to work through because it's going to make life real easy for you. My guess is, as a counselor or a therapist, you probably practice along theme lines. And you probably don't even realize that, but my guess is you only deal with 3 or 4 or 5 different kinds of problems. Other stuff you probably refer out to someone. So you may deal with anxiety, you may deal with depression, you may deal with whatever else. But my guess is you've got a theme about your counseling. And when it all comes down to identifying client problems, probably the same problems that you see with people over and over and over again. So when it comes to developing a client problem, you're doing a lot of work over and over again that you don't need to do. And I'm going to show you how to get around that. Remember we talked last time about problem description? You got to go out to the internet. You got to get this through research so that you've got an accurate, viable problem description that's going to hold up. Worst case scenario, it's going to hold up in court. You don't want to be sitting there saying, well, you know, I diagnosed a client with depression, and have somebody say, what's that mean? You say, I don't know. You want to be able to come up with a list of things that characterize the problem. Like I've already said, you probably deal with the same thing on a regular basis, over and over. Depression, very likely, is probably one of them. I'm going to close out of this. And we're going to go back to the program again. Manage stored problems. This is a really important thing for you. Click on Manage Stored Problems. You only have to do research one time on a problem. You notice here you've got 4 things you can do. You can view a selected problem, attach a selected problem. What that means is you're going to attach that problem to a client's record, edit a selected problem, or create a new problem. Now we're going to view a selected problem, and we're going to go down to inappropriate anger response. Perform selected option. The selected option is view selected problem. The problem is inappropriate anger. We click on that, and we'll see the problem title is inappropriate anger response. The description, just like we just saw, depression is characterized by, well, now inappropriate anger response is characterized by outbursts, yelling, disputes, fighting, verbal altercations, frustration. If you were wondering when I clicked on inappropriate anger response what that means, here you go. That's what it means. If we're going to treat that problem, what's our goal? Okay? Any reasonable goal fits. Now, this gets into our treatment plan. So we're doing 2 steps at once here. The treatment plan always comes with objectives. I've got a problem. I've got a goal. So I know what the problem is, and I know where I want to be when it's all resolved. How am I going to get from point A to point B? I'm going to use objectives. Objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this case. Okay? Let's go back to the problem list. This lets you view a selected problem before you attach it to a person to make sure it's appropriate. You can edit that problem. Be careful. Don't edit it for every case. Create a new one. And that's what we're going to do right now. Create new problem. Perform selected option. Problem title. Depression. Remember, Don Doe is depressed. We could have stored that problem or saved that problem in the last video, the introduction to client problems, but we didn't. Problem description. Okay, well, we got him down here. Remember, this is the same thing we were going to put in that box, but I said we weren't going to do it for this reason, so I can show you how to do this. I'm going to copy him. We're going to go back over here. In he goes. Long-term goal. You're using Quick Test to measure depression. So we know that a score of 110 or less is okay. This person's, say this person's Quick Test depression score is 125. We want to get it down under 110. So what's our long-term goal? To achieve and maintain Quick Test depression score under 110 for 4 sessions. Okay, that shows longevity, shows that we're doing something good. Now you are limited here to 10 objectives and a maximum of 250 characters. Okay, shorten your objectives if you got more than that. One of the things that can cause depression is chemical imbalance, and I'm not a fan of drugs. But you don't want to be remiss here and have this client have something physically wrong with them, and you blew that off. So you don't want to have them see their doctor. They're severely depressed. Cover yourself. Okay? These are my objectives, and I've put them in an order that I think is fairly good. Depressed people feed off of themselves. They feed off of their depression. They have sleep problems. They have diet issues. They have exercise issues. Sometimes people who are depressed, you tell them, get out and go walk around the block 5 times every day until you see me. And they come back and they say, I feel a lot better. That's not the whole sum of dealing with the problem, but it can help deal with the issue. Let's see, we're up to exercise. Negative thought patterns. I'm no good at all, ever. Everything I do is a failure. Nobody likes me. I don't have a future. All these negative thought patterns, and they'll feed off of themselves after a while and devour this person. So we're going to identify and learn to change those negative thought patterns and start to look at things a little more realistically. Are you really that bad? You think you're a horrible person. You think you can't do anything right. You're of no value. Really? Let's talk about that. People who are depressed deal in absolutes. I am absolutely no good. Really? That's probably just a negative thought pattern. All right, I think we've got. And another important thing is keep a diary of, okay, I was at work and had a problem and I got depressed. Okay, well, let's talk about that. You put it in your diary. Let's talk about it. I've got 8 objectives here, and you may object to some of these objectives. You go ahead and put in whatever you want, however you want to deal with depression. And we're going to store this new problem. A new problem's been stored called depression. Okay? And now what we're going to do is go back to the main program. Manage stored problems. Watch how easy this is. Depression wasn't on the list before. It's there because we just created it. Attach selected problem. Perform selected option. Well, there you go. All you have to do is put in a start date. I'm going to leave this open. You put this in here if you want. You can leave it blank if you want. We don't change unassigned. We don't change pending. We don't put anything in resolution discussion because we use resolution discussion when we're all done. We save this problem. Go back over here. And now I'm going to refresh this screen. Problem identification for Don. Depression. Unassigned. Remember, we left it unassigned. Pending. And Robert is the assigned therapist. That's it. We have just assigned that. We can go back over. Manage problems. Inappropriate anger response. We didn't even open that one up. Perform selected option. Inappropriate anger response is now attached. We'll just go ahead and attach him. I knew that was going to happen. Thought about it just as I was ready to click. Mozilla doesn't want to respond because I'm uploading a video. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back up again. And it didn't come over. So we'll attach that one the next time around. My browser gets a little slow when I'm uploading a video. So we're going to close out of this now. You see how to manage these issues so that you don't have to do them over and over again. I suggest anything that you do more than one time, go and get that description and save it so that you can store it.